think personally, all you need to do is just either one more MC, and I don't think no MCs will step to you after that anymore, period.
But it got, honestly, I can't, like, if it was like Jim Jones, imagine putting a pen to paper to write about him. Even so nice about him, how did you do that? I'm not anxious to hear the Jim Jones diss record. These niggas like a Jim Jones, like, I respect you getting your money. You're like, exactly, right?
A whole convoy of them rides, 500 thou on the block. I was running wild on the block, dumping them valves of the rocks. But I came up from that cooking cane to crack. Shit. Now I'm a rude boy shotter man, New York's rider man. Yeah!
I recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy.
Big hits.
Wow.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so to be compared,
let me that young kid out. Let me.
He was young, and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
Yes.
So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
you know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No,
there's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but your kid, he's your son.
He's your son.
No? He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son,
they know about
my son can't tell you one Nas record. You know, like let's keep it a buck here.
Yo, so we gonna cut that shit off because that went longer than it should have. But Jim Jones delusional. Now, while I like Jimmy, this nigga's an asshole. He's talking about if the dude was born in 2000 or 2003, that he's 23 or 22, some shit like that. Who gives a fuck what he said, actually? And in this interview, let me just hold up before I even get into all that. Fat Joe and Jadakiss was being nice. The fact that a nigga sitting on the same couch was one of the niggas that watched him at the Verses, him and Dipset, and he has the audacity to fix himself or fix his mouth to say that. Now, while he did commercially blow past the Locks, but that ain't why we listen to the Locks any fucking way. Street niggas listen to Nas, or street niggas listen to the Locks because them niggas was the voice of the people. Hood niggas listen to the Locks and Nas because they was the voice of the people. While I like Product of My Environment and Jim Jones was killing 2006 that year up into 2007, let's not get it fucked up like Max B didn't write a lot of that shit. He did. Subsequently, 2008, he went to prison and didn't get paid. He ended up stuffing Jimmy down in Midtown. I got the video, but because of YouTube's community guidelines, I can't play it. In this interview, though, he goes on to say, yo, the Billboard entries, pull the numbers up. Well, I did. This nigga's a dickhead. Nas, 51. Jim Jones, 48. So right there, just off age, he already had Jim Jones beat by a few years. He was an adult while Jim Jones was still a kid. Monthly Spotify listeners, Nas got 9.2 million. Jim Jones only has 860,000 a month. So this nigga's lacking like 8 million listeners. That's literally like the city of in Montana, any of them. Then we got Nas's net worth is 80 million, probably more, give or take. But Jim Jones is only at 10 million. That's not even give or take. That's what it is. And that's being generous. I don't know who the fuck found them numbers. It says right here, singles released. Nas has 79 singles, most of them platinum, if not gold. If I ruled the world, hate me now. Nas is like, I Know I Can. What else? New York State of Mind. His single from Illmatic. Ether. Thief's Theme. Got Yourself a Gun. One Mic. Like, I could keep going. It's been so many fucking years, I can't name them all. But he's got 80 plus singles released. While Jim Jones, it says singles, I ain't heard no 47 singles. So this is cap. And then right here it says Billboard Hot Entries. Now it says 15. I think I named most of them, or at least half of them. Billboard Hot Entries, Jim Jones only has 2. And I can tell you what the fuck they were. Ballin' and Emotionless with Jules Santana from the Product of My Environment album. That On My Way to the Church was trash. Music for the Church, I guess some new shit he just put out, trash. Vamp Life, trash. Lobby Boys, trash. Platinum albums, Nas has 8. That's actually an understatement, but we'll let that slide because I could have swore Illmatic. No, that wasn't gold. Nas is like, It Was Written, platinum. I Am, platinum. Stillmatic, platinum. Subsequently, I want to say Illmatic went platinum. Godson, Street's Disciple, that's your 8 right there. Platinum albums for Jimmy, it says, while it says 0, that's actually not true. Even though Jim Jones is full of shit, he did go platinum with Product of My Environment, and because he was signed to Koch, and Koch was considered the graveyard for rappers, that was actually impressive. He made the bulk of his money with that album because he was an independent artist, and they didn't think the shit was gonna make do no numbers. He actually got a good percentage of the album's take home, so I'll applaud him, which is how he probably got that 10 million. Now it says right here, Nas is born in Queens, Jim Jones born in Harlem. That's accurately, factually not right. Jim Jones is born in Bronx. He grew up in Harlem. So there's already 2 discrepancies that I cleared up as a fan of hip hop. And a lot of people don't think I'm hating. I ain't hating. I like Jim Jones. That Product of My Environment was a dope album. That was it. That's all he got. You know what I'm saying? Everything else after that, he didn't have stack bundles to help him. He didn't have Max B, and it sounds like it. Even though Mace showed him how to rap, let's just say he ain't Mace. He ain't even Cameron. He's not a Nas. And the fact that this nigga said he was better than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P, I understand that in hip hop, you gotta think you the best nigga. But Chameleonaire does not think he's better than Jay-Z. There's just some people, even if you want to think you're the best at what you do, you have to concede that there are niggas better than you. I'm sure that Charles Barkley didn't want to concede that Michael Jordan was better than him, but he knew he was. Sean Kemp probably didn't want to concede that Michael Jordan was better than him, but he was. Hell, even Dominic Wilkins probably didn't want to concede that Michael Jordan was better than him, but he was. And this is, people always say they truth, your truth, the truth. No, it's the truth, the only one that exists. While there are niggas that can paint and I can paint, I like to think I'm the best painter. I've seen Michelangelo's work. I'm not better than that. I try to be. I aspire to be. And one day I might overcome and be better than him. However, realistically, I can't paint like the Sistine Chapel. I'm not even going to hold you. It would take a lot of concentration for me to do that type of shit. Now, I'm not saying as an artist I couldn't, but I haven't. And this is where Jim Jones has to be realistic with himself. While I like Talib Kweli, Jay-Z is clearly a more superior rapper. Not because he's more commercially viable. He actually has more appeal. It's not even just the sales. He appeals to people because people understand what the fuck he's talking about a little bit more clearer. The only people that understand what Jim Jones is saying more than Nas is stupid idiots, fashion whores, and niggas that have a 9th grade or GED education. Anybody with 2 brain cells does not think that Jim Jones is better than Nas. And while I like Jim Jones' music, some of it, and that Product of My Environment is a dope ass album. I was actually surprised considering On My Way to the Church was a dud that had Busy Bone on it, which I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, but that album was trash. So the fact that he actually followed up with Ballin', he had to have had some help with that shit. Cause that was a dope ass well written album. Beat selection was dope. Jim Jones could do no wrong 2006. Fast forward 2025, it's a new day, my nigga. You don't have that. That's not you. You are not better than Nas. As a hip hop fan, I can't even sit here and just lie to myself. Artistically, lyrically, mass appeal, Nas is that nigga. Now you might have the fashion shit sold up, but that ain't necessarily what hip hop is totally about. And I'm tired of people trying to take hip hop away from the lyrics and the beats and try to make it about fashion and clothes and hairstyles and gay shit that have nothing to do with hip hop in itself and its core. I respect Jim Jones's fashion take or whatever, but he ain't no Kanye West, so we can stop the cap. In any event, if y'all like this album or if y'all like this episode, y'all know what to do, and I'm out.